This is so funny because I brought this upon myself and there's just no way around it. So like the way that you're not hello. Help. Hi. Help me. Hey. So I have a confession to make. It's a tough one. It's hard to admit, but I think I have to come clean to you guys because if I can't be honest with you, I can't be honest with myself. So here it goes. I actually have no idea what I have in my physical TBR anymore. It's gotten to a point where I have received and bought books, so many books this month. Not this month, oh my goodness, no. It's gotten to a point where I have so many unread books, both on my TBR cart, and at this point, they don't even fit in my TBR cart. And I was so proud of the fact that last month I was like, guys, my entire physical TBR fits in one cart. And then I went to London. And then I went to like over 10 bookstores in one day and I splurged. Of course I did, because when is the next time that I'm gonna be in London? I don't even know if I can go back to London. So yeah, of course I bought new books. And of course now my entire physical TBR does not fit in one single TBR cart. But then I've also received so many incredible books, and there are some books that I own that I haven't read that I received last year. And I feel like it's gotten to a point where it's a little bit, it's just getting out of hand. So to say that I'm a little bit overwhelmed would be like the understatement of the century. And I think that, it's the middle of the year. We've lived 6 to 7 months of 2026. It's time to face the music. It's time to come face to face with the consequences of Bella's actions. She's bought some books, she's received some books, and she doesn't remember each one of them. So I feel like this video of, showing you guys every single book that I own that I still haven't read is a great way to keep me accountable and at the same time remind me of all of the options that I have. So today we're going through every single unread book that I own. We're going to go through how I got them, if I'm still excited to read them, or if I think that maybe, when I got them, I thought I was going to be a place in my life and then I changed and now they no longer form part of my story. But we're going to get philosophical, we're going to get sentimental, we're going to figure out how my physical TBR got so out of control. But before we could do that, I thought that I would give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Skillshare. I think for a long time I was so focused on reading so many books that I forgot to stop and ask myself why I'm reading these books, and if the books that I have in my physical TBR even reflect the stories that I want to surround myself with. So while I was planning this video, I joined this class on Skillshare that's called Revolutionize Your Reading, Critical Reading for Personal Transformation. One section that really stood out to me was the discussion about what to read and how we actually build our reading lists. It made me realize that there are so many reasons we end up buying books. Maybe they're popular, maybe someone we trust recommended them, or maybe we just feel like they're books we should read. But that's very different from choosing books that genuinely fit with where we are right now. One of the things that I really enjoy about joining Skillshare is that it gives me the excuse to keep learning beyond just reading books. Whether I want to dive deeper into something I'm already passionate about, like literature and storytelling, or finally explore a hobby or creative skill I've been curious about for years, it's become one of my favorite ways to make time for learning something new. And of course, what kind of person would I be if I didn't get to share this with you guys? So the first 500 people to click the link in my description or scan this QR code will be getting a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so that you can check the classes out for yourself and so that you can see that there is just so much that you can learn and so much that you can fill your time with. Trust me, you're going to have so much fun learning a new skill or trying out a new hobby. It's going to be an incredible time, and I would love for you to have that in your life as well. So thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, and I think it's time to face the music. I think it's time to go through every single book in my physical TBR and see what I'm gonna do about it. We have some classics, we have some danmes, we have manga, graphic novels, fantasy, romance. Girl, we have it all. So let's get down right into it. I think that we can start with this pile because it's the one that's closest to me and it requires the least amount of work right now. So I think here we have just like a combination of different genres. The first one that we have here, oh, okay, this is connected to another book that it's here as well. So the first 2 books that I have for you guys to show you in my physical TBR, Heavenly Bodies and Fallen Stars, written by Imani Ariu. So this is a trilogy, I believe. I don't know if the third book is out yet, but these two books were sent to me by Anita. Anita's campaign for Heavenly Bodies has transcended the seven seas. I swear, I feel like everybody on my server knows about this series, and it's because Anita won't shut up about it, but like in the best way possible. Like, I am so glad that Anita sent these books my way because it just sounds like the type of series that I would love, adore to read. And technically, Heavenly Bodies is in my July TBR, but as you may imagine, taking a 2-week trip to London, it's not really conducive to a lot of reading, so I haven't gotten around to reading Heavenly Bodies just yet, even though I really, 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 really want to. But I'm hoping that these two books won't be part of my physical TBR for much longer. Honestly, like, I am genuinely so excited to read both of these. And these covers are gorgeous. Like, just look at them. These are definitely brighter than my future. Like, my whole entire future looks dull next to these books, but I'm so excited to read them. So these are definitely staying in my physical TBR because Greek mythology, shadow magic, a runaway TikTok sensation, of course, absolutely. Like, yes, if I didn't have it, I would add it to my cards. So once again, Anita, thank you for starting us off on this video. Thank you for this. I really, truly appreciate them. Next up, we have volume 4 of The Husky and His White Cat Shizune. And this goes hand in hand with volume 2 of The Husky and His White Cat Shizune. This is huge. I forgot how huge this was. How many pages does this have? 479. Okay, not bad. Like, I've read longer, for sure, absolutely. So I don't have volume 3 with me, which is fine. And the only reason that I haven't read The Husky and His White Cat Shizune yet is because I wanted to finish Remnants of Filth before I continued with The Husky and His White Cat Shizune, because I've already read volume 1 and I loved it. Okay, it was like a 4-star. I was so excited to continue with the series. And then I tried to focus more on finishing my current Danmei series that I was currently reading before I committed to like a 10-volume series. I don't like having too many unread series in my mind, and I feel like this is just going to be easier for me to keep track of the characters and keep track of the timeline because this is from the same author. But best believe, I don't know if I'm going to be finishing the entire The Husky and His White Cat Shizune series this year, but these 2 volumes, alongside volume 3, whenever I get to it, will definitely be read. These won't be in my physical TBR for much longer, but I can't really give you an exact timeline just yet. But trust me on this, they will get read. I also have another new Danmei series that's called Legend of Exorcism. I received this a couple of months ago, I want to say, and it just looks so interesting, okay? It just looks so cool. 2 fates entwined, 1 dangerous mission. In the mystical Taihang Mountains, where magic flows and powerful Yao roam, Hongjun has grown up sheltered from the human world. A half Yao himself, he's never had reason to leave until the mountain's ruler sends him on a dangerous mission, hide his true nature, and join the Great Tang Department of Demonic Exorcism in Chang'an. That sounds incredible. I'm sorry, that sounds so cool. Ever since I finished Remnants of Filth, I've been missing Danmei in my life. Like, I just know that I need to start a new series, especially one as gorgeous as this. Like, are you kidding? That looks beautiful, amazing, fantastic. Thank you so much. And this was sent to me by Mary. So Mary, if you're watching, I promise I'm going to read this soon. I have 2 more Danmei series that I will also be starting this year, which is very interesting. I never thought that I was going to be reading so much Danmei in my life, and yet here we are. And I'm having the best time of my life. I genuinely could not imagine my life without Danmei at this point, and I think that's beautiful. The next book that we have here is volume 1 of Ballad of Sword and Wine. As these 2 bitter enemies struggle against the bonds of their fate, they find themselves drawn together with a force neither expected and neither can hope to resist. So enemies to lovers, we love to see it. We love, absolutely adore to see it. Every Danmei volume, I just loved looking at all of their illustrations because I feel like it adds so much to the story. Like, I really adore those little details. Like, I really appreciate them. This is one of those books that I completely forgot that I owned. I think I got it last year. if I'm not mistaken. I think I got it around December. And it is White Oleander, written by Janet Finch. Yes. I don't really know what it's about. Deranged by rejection, Ingrid murders the man. Oh, White Oleander is the unforgettable story of Astrid's journey through a series of foster homes and her efforts to find a place for herself in impossible circumstances. Oh my goodness. White Oleander is an unforgettable story of mothers and daughters, burgeoning sexuality, the redemptive powers of art, and the unstoppable force of the emergent self. I completely forgot. I feel like I've read this before, like the description, and probably had the same reaction. But wow, I completely forgot about that. Oh, wait. This is literally a library book. Wait, that's crazy. Wait, this is so fun. Okay, the first time that this book was taken out was the 10th of November, 1999. And the last time that it was checked out was January 9th, 2009. I love that. That's so fun. You know what? Just because of that, I was so close to, what's that word? Unhauling this book, because apart from the fact that I forgot that I owned it, I just felt like no itch to pick it up anytime soon. Like, if I spent the rest of my life without picking up this book, I don't feel like I would have missed out on anything. But for some reason, seeing this library card just kind of like warms my heart to think that so many people were checking it out. I would love to know what they thought about the book. I would love to know. Like, a lot of people were consecutively checking it out. I want to know why it has so many checkouts. I'm so intrigued. This is so fun. I was not expecting that. That is so cute. Okay, why am I freaking out over a library card? That is so nice. Literally, the only thing that saved this book from being on haul today is the fact that I found that library card at the end. That is, I don't know why. That just made me really happy. That's just like so cute. That's such a small detail. I can't believe that I hadn't realized it until now, like right before I unhauled it, but I can't unhaul it anymore. I want to know why so many people were checking it out in the 2000s. Like, I need to know. So it's going back into my physical TBR. There we go. Oh my goodness. That was such a nice surprise. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm making a huge deal out of such a little detail, but for me, that was just like so cute. I haven't seen a library card or like a library anything in years. These next 4 books. Okay, no, you can fall. That's okay. It's your prerogative. So, ay Dios, por favor, ayúdenme. These next 4 books that I'm going to be talking about are officially part of my July TBR. Have I gotten around to reading them? I think I plead the fifth. All of these books, the wheel chose for me at the beginning of the month for me to read during the month. Technically, I have started reading A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, written by Betty Smith. I've only made it to page 69, but progress is progress, okay? Baby steps gets you to the end someday. 69 pages in, and I can say I really do love Francie's voice. Francie is our main character. I love that she's committed to reading a book a day. Like, she goes to the library every afternoon. Alphabetically, she goes through every single book and she tries to read it all in one day. I think that's a very commendable activity for a young girl, and I love that she's so committed to it. I love that she's so passionate about reading, and she has so many dreams for her future and for what she wants her future home to look like, and she wants it to be surrounded by books, and she tries to make conversations with all of these different people. Like, she's a lovely girl. I mean, we've only spent 69 pages together, but so far I really enjoy her company. So even if I don't finish this book, which I think I will, but even if I don't, I'm still really enjoying A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. We also have my Patreon buddy read of the month, Thrice Married to a Salted Fish. I did get a physical copy of this Dawn May series in my trip to London because it just felt wrong to read Dawn May as an ebook or on my Kindle. Every single Dawn May series that I've read has been physical. So of course I tried my best to find a physical copy, because what do you mean I'm not going to read a Dawn May in its physical form? You know, when in London, get yourself a copy of the books that you want to read. That's my mantra. The art is very, very gorgeous. So I cannot wait to get to this. I think I'm honestly leaving this for my 24-hour live stream, which by the time that you're watching this has already occurred. It literally happened yesterday for you. For me, it happens in 2 days. I am not prepared. I should probably be sleeping, but I'm still jet lagged. So I don't know how that's gonna go, but I think it's going to be fun. So if you were there, let me know in the comments below what you thought of the 24-hour live stream. Should we do it more often? What do you think we should do for the next edition of the 24-hour live stream? Like, tell me anything and everything that you thought, because I would love to know. I always strive to be better for you guys, so yes, down below, let me know. We also have Truman's In Cold Blood, a reconstruction of the murder and the investigation that led to the capture, trial, and execution of the killers. It's a work that transcends its moment, yielding poignant insights into the nature of American violence. Oh, we kind of match. I hate that. I don't want to match with this book. Anyways, this is another one that I have not started, even though the wheel specifically told me that I have to read it before the month ends. Fingers crossed I get around to it. The reason that I haven't started these books, it's not because I don't want to, it's because that 2-week trip to London really just kind of like took me out of my schedule, and it's been really hard to like reincorporate myself into it. It's taken me a while, but I'm hoping that in these last 2 weeks of July, I can make some progress. So please believe in me, because I don't believe in myself right at this moment, and your belief would go a long way. So yes. And then the last book in my July TBR is Pachinko, written by Min Jin Lee. Spanning nearly 100 years of history, Pachinko is an unforgettable story of love, sacrifice, ambition, and loyalty told through 4 generations of one family. So this is the book that I chose to take with me to London. Tell me why I didn't even read a single page. Like, I have my plane ticket with me, and I was gonna use it as a bookmark. Didn't have to use it. Didn't even read the first page, so I just kind of have it there for memory's sake. But I did not read a single page of Pachinko, even though I took it with me. Why am I the way that I am? A powerful story about resilience and compassion by Barack Obama. Okay, that was one pile. That was only one pile. Yo. Why do we have so many? Okay, let's go through one that's gonna go by pretty quickly, and it's my manga and graphic novels. So this is a new book that I haven't shown you guys just yet because I literally got it yesterday. And this is Statues by Junji Ito. So this was a gift from Ash and Kel. Ash and Kel, if you're watching, thank you so much. I haven't read a Junji Ito in so long, and this one looks divine. I'm sorry, this one looks so good. 10 tales from horror master Junji Ito that will plant the seeds of terror in your heart. Like, come on now. Like, come on now. I love Junji Ito. I have always loved Junji Ito ever since that first volume of his that I read. Should I save this for October? Because October is like right around the corner. I don't know if you guys know this, but October is like right there. It's like knocking on the door almost. So I don't know if to save this for like a spooky readathon or just read it now. Like, I don't know what would hit the most. So let me know what you guys think. But Statues, Junji Ito, my newest addition to my Junji Ito collection. Let me know what you think. Should I read it right now? Like right this second? Like stop the video and just read it? Or should I wait for October? I will let you guys choose. I have volumes 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10, 11, and 12. All of these were sent to me by Aylor. Aylor, if you're watching this, thank you so much for wanting to share your love of Bleach with me, even though I still haven't read them. Even though she sent this to me like last year at this point. I think it was like December last year. My goal for 2026... My goal for 2026 is to read every single volume that I am showing you guys right now, right this moment in time, because I have owned these for so long. I usually don't like having unread books for longer than a year in my physical TBR, so the fact that these have been here for so long, especially considering the fact that they're manga, so I can read them in like a day, yeah, it just doesn't sit right with me. So I'm definitely going to be reading that very soon. Just don't know what soon means right now, but it'll be soon. It'll be soon. I feel like you guys will remember this from my most recent book haul, but I also got volumes 14 and 15 of Spy Family. Probably volume 16 has already come out, but before I buy any other book, I really just want to try and get my physical TBR like under 20 books. I feel like I've been saying that since I did my first book buying ban. I really just want to get my physical TBR to a controlled number that doesn't immediately give me anxiety. I can definitely read 35 books before I buy another one. I feel like I have to. I feel like I need to stop just buying books because they look cool. and I need to focus on the books that I have at home. I'm like the mom and the kid. When the kid is like, hey mommy, can we go get McDonald's? And the mom says there's food at home. That's me, but with books. The kid in me is like, let's go buy more books. Did you see the new book that just came out? Let's get that new book. But then the mom in me is like, we have books at home. We have 55 books at home. Let's not go buy any other books. So anyways, we have volumes 14 and 15 of Spy Family. If you don't know what Spy Family is about, it is this very fun, very lighthearted action comedy manga series where we're following this one very disjointed family, and we have this girl that can read minds. We have this dad that's a spy. We have this mom that kills people. It's really fun, okay? And then together they make this one big happy family. They have a dog that can see the future, and it's just so fun. It's like so dramatic, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. I love every single one of these. I was gonna say actors. Sorry, no. I love every one of these characters, especially Anya. Give me a million Anyas, okay? I love her so much. We have volumes 20, 19, 18, and 17 of Chainsaw Man. So these were also a recent purchase. You probably remember this if you saw my last book haul. Volume 17, volume 18, volume 19. Okay, these greens are really doing it for me. And then we have volume 20. I don't even know what the last volume of Chainsaw Man is going to be, but I think we're pretty close to the end. And then we have these 2 One Piece volumes of Ace's story. These were a gift, and I am forever incredibly grateful because I didn't even know that these were a thing. But again, these are so gorgeous and shiny and stunning. Look at volume 2. Like, it's just so good. Look at Blackbeard, look at Ace. Excited doesn't even begin to cover how much I want to read these books, but for some reason I've been saving them for a special occasion. I don't even know what that means. I need to stop doing that, just like saving the good stuff for the right time. The right time is now. Like, what if I die tomorrow? You know what I mean? So like, we need to stop saving the good stuff for a better day. This is the better day. Anyways, I don't know why I went off on that tangent, but the point is, Ace's story, a One Piece spin-off series, I believe, focusing on Ace, obviously. I need to read this, and it will be read. I promise you that. If anything, I promise you that. Next up, we have volumes 1 and 2 of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. As a struggling office worker, Dokja Kim's sole joy in life is an online novel so obscure that he's its only reader. Then one day, the story comes to an end, and so does the world. People all around the globe suddenly find themselves being massacred by horrific monsters or pitted against each other in sadistic scenarios straight out of the novel. Wait, that's so cool. I can't believe I had never read this before. So this was another gift right alongside Ace's story. And this one I had heard of before, but I never thought that I would read it for myself. But now that I've read the back, I'm kind of like, why have I waited so long to read this? This sounds insanely cool. And again, it's graphic novels, so I feel like I could read them in a considerable short amount of time. Oh my goodness, this looks even cooler than I thought it would be. No, why am I flipping? Okay, why am I flipping? Why do I do this to myself? Next up, we have volumes 2 and 3 of The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. I have read volume 1 already. I've also seen the manga. I love this story. Okay, it is so heartfelt and compelling and lighthearted, but also it's so heartwarming to see all of these characters get to know each other and understand that maybe the initial prejudice that they had against each other wasn't true. And then when they get to realize that they have more in common than they thought they would, it's just really nice and quirky and cute and fun. And I will definitely recommend it. Even though I've only read 1 volume and I've only seen 1 season of the anime, I would highly recommend The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. I'm definitely going to be reading these very soon because I am in the mood for some romance. I know that I say that a lot, but trust me, whenever I say it, I mean it. And yeah, you just have to believe me. You just have to believe me. Just trust that I would never lie to you. The last on this pile is another recent purchase from London, and it is volume 6 of Heartstopper. This is the last volume of Heartstopper. This is a series that I've been following ever since the first copy or the first volume came out. It's just such a stunning coming of age story that I would recommend to every single human out there, even if you've already come of age. you should still read Heartstopper, in my very humble and professional opinion. I do have the classics pile, but I kind of don't want to talk about that one just yet because it's a little bit intimidating. So why don't we start with this pile? Let's go. Okay. We have Margaret Atwood's The Testament. This is sort of the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale. I don't know if it's a direct sequel. Maybe it's not from the same character that we have in the first book, but it is in the same world. So there's that. Then we have Taylor Jenkins Reid, Atmosphere, and I haven't really heard much about this book. I don't really even know what it's about. But this is a very nice addition. This was also a gift, an empowering and out-of-this-world love story. Great story, excellent research and accuracy, and a thrilling conclusion. Andy Weir, author of Project Hail Mary. Oh, okay, this is about astronauts. Joan Goodwin comes across an advertisement seeking the first women scientists to join NASA's Space Shuttle program. Wait, that sounds really cool. Honestly, this cover... Oh, I just saw the reflection in her glasses, but at a first glance, this gave me like a summer book. I thought this was just like summer, but then you look at the reflection in her glasses and there's a space shuttle. Oh my god, I hadn't even realized that. Oh wait, she's wearing a spacesuit. I really need to get better at like noticing details because I truly just thought, I think it's because of the colors and like the nice pastels. I really just thought this was like a summer book. I had no idea this dealt with astronauts and maybe an accident up in space. Like, oh my goodness, I'm even more intrigued to read this. Let's continue. So this is a new book that I got in London as well and that I haven't shown you guys just yet. And this is Sunburn. This is a book that's been recommended to me because apparently I love books, especially literary fiction books that are emotionally traumatizing and that will scar me for life. And apparently this is one of those books. A tender evocation of that time between adolescence and early adulthood and the accompanying rites of passage. I already know, I'm sorry, like this is so soon to say, but I already know I'm gonna cry. Like, I just know it. I don't know if it's because of the cover or because of the title itself, but I don't know if you guys have seen that one movie. I think it's called After Sun. It is After Sun. If you guys have seen this movie, or if you guys haven't seen this movie, watch it, okay? But like watch it knowing that it's not a happy movie. Watch it knowing that you may shed a couple of tears if you connect with the characters. If you connect with the story, this may hit you where you don't want it to hurt, but it will hurt, and it's okay. So anyway, sorry for the tangent, just a random movie recommendation if you were ever looking for one. We have another new book, and this one is called New Adult, written by Timothy Janofsky. And this book my friend chose for me because she thought it sounded like me. Like, it just reminded her of me based on the synopsis on the back. And it was a really nice and like actually very thoughtful reasoning behind her choice. So if you guys haven't seen that video where my best friend and I go to a bookstore and we have like different challenges for each other, I would highly recommend that you watch that video because it was really fun to make and also to edit. So this is one of the books that came out of those challenges, New Adult. Next up, we have a very exciting book actually. This is The Blue Notebook, and this was sent to me by the author herself. It follows a young woman learning to survive the ruins of herself after the collapse of her greatest love, while discovering who she truly is, what she wants, and what she no longer wants in love. I'm very excited to read this. I'm definitely not unhauling it. So there we go, The Blue Notebook. This next one is also a new one, and it's called You Weren't Meant to Be Human. Guys, look at this cover. It's amazing. And this was sent to me by Ash and Kel. They have incredible taste in books. So when Kel read this and he was like, I think that you could enjoy this, I was like, say less. I'm sold. Okay, let me read it. And they sent me a copy and it just looks incredible. It looks nasty, but like in a good way. Relentlessly bleak and harrowing, White's brutal adult debut also somehow manages to be deeply, devastatingly empathetic. Alien meets Midsommar in this chilling novel from award-winning author about an alien invasion in rural West Virginia. Say less, okay? Say less. I feel like I haven't read enough alien books in my lifetime, and this is a great way to keep that journey going. Next up, we have The Art of Prof. Oh my god, this is like gorgeous. Like these books, this is why it's so hard to go on a book buying ban or to stop yourself from buying more books before you finish all of the ones that you have, because these book covers just keep getting more and more gorgeous as I live and breathe. Like, this is insane. I do have the entire quartet. I don't even know what the name of this. Oh, the Off-Campus series from L. Kennedy. We have the first 4 books. I know there's a 5th one, but it wasn't available when I bought these 4, so I didn't get it. This is like one of those, what's that word? When you have like, what's that word? Buyer's remorse, purchase remorse. Because I truly feel like I bought these when I was on an off-campus high. Like I had just finished watching season 1. I was obsessed with Allie and I was like, I can't wait until they adapt book 2 or book 3. I need to see season 2 immediately. And what better way to see it than by reading the original material? But the more time that passes, I just feel like I could have read these on my Kindle. You know, I didn't really need the physical copies of these. So I kind of like, I have like a tiny bit of buyer's remorse with this series, especially considering the fact that the author is problematic. Like, I just hate that I didn't do my research before I bought all 4 of these books. I feel like I'm still going to read them, you know, because I did spend like over $50 on all of them. Pero yeah, like I feel like next time when I add a book into my cart, I'm going to wait at least a month before I click on complete purchase, because I don't like, buyer's remorse is a horrible feeling. Wouldn't wish it on anyone, especially on myself, especially considering the fact that I was so excited to read these books. And again, I'm still going to read them, pero this could have been a Kindle purchase. This could have been read on a Kindle. I did not need this, but it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Who knows? Maybe I'll actually end up loving these books and I'll be grateful that I have physical books to annotate and to, you know, do some active reading with. But for now, yeah, we have these 4 off-campus books. We also have And Now Back to You, written by B.K. Borison. How could I forget? I'm sorry. This is the sequel to First Time Caller. Yes, thank you so much. 2 competing meteorologists are forced to find common ground in this opposites attract when Harry met Sally inspired rom. You know what? It is so easy to sell me a book when you compare it to rom-coms, because I am a die-hard rom-com fan. Compare a book to How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Compare a book to When Harry Met Sally. Compare a book to Sleepless in Seattle. Compare a book to literally any rom-com that came out in the 2000s. You did your job. You sold me the book. I'm buying 10 copies of that book. This was a gift from Joanna. So Joanna, if you're watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. And I love that we kind of match. Not really, but let me have this. So yeah, I don't even know when I'm going to be reading this, but I did mention that I am in a romance mood. So maybe the time is now. Maybe the time has come for me to trash or just like move aside my current monthly TBR and just read the books that I like actually want to read. I can't believe I just said that. I hope the wheel isn't listening, because if she hears that I am trashing the books that she chose for me, I feel like she might retaliate when I go spin for my August TBR. I really hope that she didn't just hear me say that I want to trash her July TBR. Like, I really hope she didn't just hear me say that. Then we also have When Among Crows, written by Veronica Roth, and this was sent to me by Jacqueline. I can't believe that I haven't read this yet, because I really want, like, as soon as I got it, I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh my god, it's so short. Oh my god, I could read it in like a day. And then I went ahead and wrapped it and forgot what number it was. So then when I was thinking about the book, I was like, I wonder what number it is. I'm sure the wheel will give it to me sometime. And then she didn't. But just know that I am very, very, very excited to read When Among Crows by Veronica Roth. Next up, we have this gorgeous edition of Sunrise on the Reaping. I have not read any of the new books that Suzanne Collins has come out with after the original trilogy finished, you know, the Hunger Games. Look at the... Oh! I forgot there was that. Our tears will not be used for their entertainment. Oh, I don't know if you guys know that I have this book, but this is written by Shannon Lee and Fonda Lee, and it's called Breath of the Dragon. I got it this past February when I was in Texas. Look at the red edges. Like, absolutely yes. Absolutely yes, sir, indeed. When I saw it on half-priced books, I was like, oh, it's a sign from the universe. I need to get this book for myself so that I can read it. Even though it didn't win as a Patreon buddy read, I feel like this is my chance to finally read it. This is not leaving my physical TBR anytime soon. Not sure when I'm gonna get around to reading it, but it will get read before the end of 2026. I promise. I pinky promise. So this pile, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. These are all of my unread classics, which has grown exponentially since the last time we spoke. Technically, there is one book that I'm currently reading from this list ever since January. I've been reading a book since January. That's my biggest disgrace of 2026. Anyways, yeah, technically there is one book, one classic that I am currently in the middle of, but I haven't picked it up since February. So it's been tough. You know, I've been down in the trenches, but let's just rip off the Band-Aid. Let's get this started. Let's take a look at all of my unread classics. We have The Mayas. There we go. So I think it was in March that The Wheel chose this book for me. Like, this used to be wrapped, but when I got it, when The Wheel chose this book for me, I was really going through it, okay? I was like going through a reading slump. I was going through a life slump. Every time I woke up, I was like, let's go back to sleep. And then The Wheel decided to choose this book for me, and I was like, this is the last straw. I can't do this. This is a Portuguese classic, and even though I do want to read it, I knew I wasn't in the right headspace for it, and I knew that I was going to hate it. Between The Wheel and I've only had, I think, one veto, if I'm not mistaken, and it's this one, The Mayas. So when I unboxed it, so many people had so many mixed reactions. They were like, oh my God, I hate that book. Oh my God, we had to read that for school. We had to analyze it. We had to have a test or like write papers on it. I don't know if people like it. I just know that people want to see my reaction to the twist. Como que, I'm going to be so honest. Te voy a ser pila de sincera. I don't know if I'm going to be reading this year because this was a gift from Mary. Mary, I love you. Pero, oh my God, the note is fading. Anyways, Mary, like, thank you. But also, interest level for The Mayas is like at a 1% out of 100. As you can see, I have so many other classics that I want to spend my time with. So why would I spend it with a book that brings no sort of excitement? Or, I don't know. No sé. I really need to think about it. But for now, this is going into the maybe I'm going to unhaul it pile. Next up, we have, oh my goodness, probably one of the brightest books that I've ever owned. And this has been with me for a while. I think I received this for my birthday last year. So it's been an entire year since I have owned The Bell Jar and the Collected Poems of Sylvia Plath. So I have already read The Bell Jar, but I haven't read the collected poems of her. I have read a couple. I am on page 415. I could finish it. I don't know. Like, I'm definitely not going to unhaul it because this is a beautiful edition of The Bell Jar, and this was a gift from Ash and Kel. Like, they literally give the best gifts, hands down. But I don't know when I'm going to be in the mood for Sylvia Plath's poems because they're not... Like, overall, like, right from the get-go, I'm not a poetry girly. Like, poetry is not the first genre that I would gravitate towards. But then to add on top of that, Sylvia Plath's poetry is also not my favorite. Like, there are some bangers, for sure, absolutely. But for the most part, I feel a very big disconnect between her writing and my own, which doesn't happen when I read The Bell Jar. You know, incredibly, when I read The Bell Jar, I felt so into the book and I loved the writing and I loved everything about it. But then reading Sylvia Plath's poetry, it's very different. It is very, very different. I actually even prefer Sylvia Plath's journals over her poems. So yeah, that's my strife with this book, which will get read. I just don't know when. I don't know when. I'm sorry. Let's continue before I start crying. Oh God, no, wait, no, let's not continue. Because this is another book that I've had for way too long. And it is Little Dorrit by Charles Dickens. It's bigger than my face. In the 26 books that I wanted to read in 2026, I did include Little Dorrit. I'm starting to think that that was a mistake, because I don't see myself reading The Little Dorrit like anytime soon, but I also don't see myself unhauling it because I want to at least give it a chance. Because if the only reason that I don't want to read this book is because of its length, then that's a me issue. I still feel like I should push myself to look past the length, because there are so many books that if I wouldn't have looked past how long they were, I wouldn't have found some of my all-time favorite books like The Count of Monte Cristo. I should, at the very least, give this book a chance, Little Dorrit by Charles Dickens. But that chance will not be given in the near future. Okay, let's continue. Do you know the last time that I touched this book? I can't even tell you. Don Quixote de la Mancha, written by Miguel de Cervantes. This is the bookmark. You finished War and Peace, you can finish this book. I don't think I can, babes. I made it to page 700. I made it to page 700. This bookmark has been there since February.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine.
I have regrets, I really do. And the fact that I was enjoying it as well, like the only reason that I stopped reading it was because of my trip to Texas. I took it with me to Texas. I just didn't read it. And then I came back and I was in this huge reading slump, and then I got injured again, and then I had to start physical therapy, and it's just like life has been against me finishing Don Quixote. Actually, it's not my fault that I haven't finished it. It's actually life's fault. It's actually my body's fault. It's actually chronic illness's fault. It's actually my fault. It's actually my fault. Yeah, to top it off, I also have the English edition of Don Quixote. I've been changing the bookmark every time that I reach a certain point in the Spanish edition, because originally I was going to read it in English, but then so many of you convinced me to read it in Spanish, and I am having a really good time with the Spanish edition, but sometimes I just, I like to keep track of where I am in the English edition for some reason. So there you go. My biggest embarrassment of 2026 is definitely Don Quixote. But anyways, we carry on, we persevere. I will finish Don Quixote. I promise to you, I need to lay down. I promise to you that I will read Don Quixote and I will finish it before the year ends. Like, I can promise you that. I just can't promise you a timeline of like, yeah, I'll finish it before August, or yeah, I'll finish it before September. We also have My Cousin Rachel, written by Daphne du Maurier. This was sent to me by Audrey, and I think that this is one of her favorite classics, or just favorite books in general. From the first page, the reader is back in the moody, brooding atmosphere of Rebecca. It's not what you think.
I won't hesitate, bitch.
I mean, say less. I adored Rebecca, so I would love to be in the presence of this author's writing once again. And then these are the ones that I got again in that video that I mentioned, where my best friend and I went to a bookstore and challenged each other to find different books. We have John Steinbeck's When the Moon is Down, Albert Camus' The Plague. Very excited for both of these. Do I know what they're about? Maybe not, but that hasn't stopped me before. Okay, these are my Penguin Classic editions that I have. They look so good together. I'm sorry. Like, this is, I love them. Okay, so we have two Dostoevskys. We have The House of the Dead, stunning perfection. I've been wanting to read this one for so long. We have Poor Folk and Other Stories. And then we have Charlotte Perkins Gilman's The Yellow Wallpaper, which is another classic that I've been dying to read for years. These are incredible picks, if I do say so myself. I did choose all of these. So of course, I love my picks, but like, I'm just so excited. Like Dostoevsky, Yellow Wallpaper, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Okay. Next up, we have Charlotte Bronte's Shirley, and this one I have had for a while. As always, Bronte challenges convention, exploring the limitations of social justice whilst telling not one, but two love stories. And then the last book, okay, the last book in this physical TBR. The 55th book in my physical TBR is none other. This is also part of my 26 books to read in 2026, so you know this has to get read before the year ends, and it is The Iliad. Oh my goodness. This cover, I will never get over how perfect it is. And honestly, I went to see the Odyssey the other day. Not enough singing in my opinion, but it did like fire me up to want to read the Iliad because I've already read the Odyssey, an incredible experience. And I also read Emily Wilson's translation for the Odyssey. So knowing that I have Emily Wilson's translation for the Iliad, it just made me even more excited to read it. I think honestly, I don't want to jinx it, but I do think that this is going to be getting read pretty soon. I've done plays about it, I've seen movies about it, and now I can read the actual material, and that is just so exciting to me. So yeah, this has been here for a while, but I'm finally excited to read it for myself and see the beauty of this story. This is the last book in my physical TBR, number 55. And with that, I have shown you every single unread book in my physical TBR. I'm so tired. Mom, come pick me up, please. This has been a ride for sure. I can't believe I actually like showed you 55 books. I'm like 2 seconds from unhauling the Mayas, just because I feel like deep down I know that I'm not going to be getting around to reading it, especially when I have 12 other classics that I am genuinely excited to read. I feel like I would choose to reread Don Quixote before I picked up the Mayas, and I feel like that's saying something. Mary, I'm so sorry, but I do think at the end of the day, I think I am going to be unhauling the Mayas. Porque como que, no sé, it just doesn't call to me. This edition specifically, I feel like would hurt my head because I feel like hopefully I'm not the only person that this happens to, but there are certain editions of books, if the text is like really tight together and there's like not enough space to breathe, for the words to breathe, it does make my head hurt, or my eyes, they just start to hurt a lot faster than with other editions. Because of that, and because of the fact that I really just have no inkling to pick this up in like the next 6 months, I think I am going to be unhauling the Mayas. I'm sorry. Mary, I'm sorry. I really appreciate this gift, pero let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm gonna leave it to the side for now, pero my instinct, my gut is telling me, girl, let it go. Like, you're not gonna have fun with it. It's gonna put you in a slump. So tell me what you guys think. I really value your opinion, so whatever you say I should do, I will do. I am quite literally surrounded by every single book that I have yet to read from my collection. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't like putting unread books on my main shelves. So somehow I must fit every single one of these books into my TBR cart, or otherwise they'll be on random piles on my table, and I really don't want that. But this has been a look, I think a pretty extensive look, into every single one of the books that I have yet to read from my physical TBR. Some I am super, super excited to get to. Others, I'm still kind of on the fence if I even want to read them. And when I say others, I mean more specifically the Mayas. That, like, this is really the only book that I'm high-key considering getting rid of. I think this was good. For some reason, this was a very cathartic experience for me, and hopefully it was an enjoyable experience to you. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope that you enjoyed watching me go through every single one of these books. It definitely took a while, for sure, absolutely, but I think that this is good because it reminds me of all of the options that I have. It reminds me of all of the books, all of the incredible books that I already own, so that whenever I'm tempted to get more books that I'm going to add to this pile, I can remember how excited I am for the ones that I already own, and that maybe I don't really need to go on another book haul because I already have so many incredible books waiting for me at home. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope that you enjoyed. I also have a Patreon where I post exclusive content. I host readathons, reading sprints, and a monthly book club. So if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, the link is down below. As always, I would love to have you join. And remember that for the first 500 people to click the link in my description or scan this QR code, you'll be getting a month for free of Skillshare, so make sure that you get on that bandwagon before it leaves without you. I now need to go organize all of these books somehow into a very tiny TBR cart, but yeah, that's future Bella's problem. I'm sure we'll be fine. For now, it's goodbye. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Drink lots and lots of water, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Hey,
Wow.
Jimmy, you nice. Keep going.